2027, we're going to lose track of something that could kill millions of people. For over a year, an 1,100-foot asteroid will vanish from every telescope on Earth, hidden in the sun's glare, traveling through a cosmic blind spot where we cannot see it. When it reappears, we'll have less than 2 years to discover if something changed its path. If it did, Friday the 13th, 2029, becomes the day an asteroid the size of 3 football fields passes closer to Earth than our own satellites. And we won't know if we're safe until it's almost too late to do anything about it. The asteroid is called Apophis, named for the Egyptian serpent god of chaos and destruction. You can't make this stuff up. And right now, at this very moment, nobody knows exactly where it is. Not NASA, not any space agency on Earth, not the most powerful telescopes we have. Apophis disappeared from view in mid-2021, swallowed by the sun's glare. It won't emerge until late 2027. That's 6 years of complete darkness. 6 years where this massive object travels through space entirely unmonitored. 6 years where anything could nudge it just slightly off course, and we wouldn't know. When Apophis was discovered in 2004, it immediately became one of the most tracked and feared objects in the solar system. For a brief moment, astronomers calculated a 2.7% chance it would strike Earth in 2029. That probability was eventually ruled out. Then concern shifted to 2036, also ruled out. By 2021, after precise radar observations, NASA confidently declared that Apophis poses no threat to Earth for at least the next century. The asteroid was removed from the risk list, case closed, except for one problem. Those calculations assumes nothing changes. They assume Apophis continues on its current trajectory, undisturbed, predictable, exactly where we expect it to be. But between now and late 2027, when Apophis finally emerges from behind the sun, anything could happen to its trajectory, and we would have no way of detecting it. Here's what makes the 2029 encounter so unsettling. On April 13th, a Friday, Apophis will pass within 20,000 miles of Earth's surface. To put that in perspective, geosynchronous satellites orbit at about 22,000 miles. Weather satellites sit at around 35,000 miles. Apophis will pass between Earth and some of our satellite infrastructure. This is an object roughly 1,100 feet across at its widest point, longer than 3 football fields, taller than most skyscrapers. It will be visible to the naked eye from Europe, Africa, and parts of Asia. A slow-moving star crossing the night sky. An asteroid that close, that large, happens once every 7,500 years on average. There is nothing in the recorded human history that compares to this encounter. The margin between a safe flyby and catastrophe has never been this narrow. Now, let's talk about what happens if those calculations are wrong. If something we can't see during the blind spot changes Apophis just enough to turn a near miss into an impact, an asteroid of this size traveling at 30,000 miles per hour carries the kinetic energy of more than 1,000 megatons of TNT. That's the equivalent of tens of hundreds of nuclear weapons detonating simultaneously. The largest nuclear weapon ever tested, the Soviet Tsar Bomba, was 50 megatons. An Apophis impact would be 20 times more powerful. If it struck a populated region, the immediate destruction zone would span hundreds of miles. Thermal radiation would ignite materials and structures up to 120 miles from the impact site. The shock wave would collapse buildings dozens of miles away. But here's what makes an ocean impact even more terrifying. If Apophis hit the deep ocean, the resulting tsunami would be unlike anything in modern human experience. The initial wave could rise to 200 meters. That's the height of a 60-story building. To give you a reference point, the devastating 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami that killed over 200,000 people produced waves just over 11 meters at their worst. An Apophis-generated tsunami would be nearly 20 times higher. Coastal cities around the impact basin would have minutes of warning at best. The death toll would be measured in the millions. So, what could actually change Apophis's trajectory during those 6 years we can't see it? In August 2024, astronomer Paul Wiegert published a peer-reviewed paper exploring exactly this question. His research focused on something most people never consider: small asteroid encounters. Between 2021 and 2027, while Apophis is hidden away from view, it would make a number of close approaches with other small asteroids. Most of those encounters happen in 2026, right in the middle of the blind spot. Now, Wiegert essentially ruled out the possibility of a direct collision between Apophis and those other asteroids. The odds are vanishingly small. But here's where it gets interesting. Many asteroids have even smaller companions, tiny rocks or debris caught in their gravitational pull, orbiting alongside them. If one of these unknown companions were to strike Apophis during a close encounter, it could alter the trajectory just enough. We're not talking about a massive deflection, just a tiny nudge, a few meters per second change in velocity. But when that change happens years before the Earth encounter, those few meters per second translate into thousands of miles difference by 2029. The gap between a safe flyby and a direct hit is that narrow. Wiegert calculated the odds. For a small impactor to actually hit Apophis during one of these encounters, it's about 1 in a million. For that new trajectory to then target Earth, less than 1 in a billion. Lottery winning odds, but not impossible. And this is where we have to ask ourselves an uncomfortable question. When the consequences are the potential deaths of millions of people, is any probability other than zero truly acceptable? We're talking about an event that would be more destructive than any natural disaster recorded in history, more powerful than the largest volcano eruptions, more devastating than the worst earthquakes and tsunamis combined. If there's even a microscopic chance that something could go wrong during the years we can't monitor Apophis, shouldn't we be preparing for that possibility? Here's the problem. We're not. As of right now, there is no mission on the books to intercept or deflect Apophis if it turns out to be on a collision course. The DART mission, which successfully demonstrated our ability to deflect an asteroid by crashing in a spacecraft into it, happened in 2022. That was a proof of concept. We proved we could do it. But there's no follow-up mission, no DART 2 under construction, no rapid response interceptor sitting ready to launch. If Apophis emerges from the sun's glare in late 2027 and we discover it's on a collision course, we would have less than 2 years to design, build, launch, and intercept an asteroid traveling through deep space. That timeline is nearly impossible. Even with unlimited funding and international cooperation, building and launching a mission capable of deflecting an object the size of Apophis would take years, not months. The deeper issue is that we're operating on faith. Faith that our calculations are correct. Faith that nothing will disturb Apophis during the 6 years we can't see it. Faith that when it reappears in 2027, it will be exactly where we expected it to be. And maybe that faith is justified. The odds strongly favor a safe encounter. But faith is not a strategy. Faith doesn't protect us from the unexpected. And the universe has a way of reminding that our understanding of it is incomplete. Apophis will emerge from behind the sun in 2027. When it does, we'll finally know if our calculations held true. We'll know if the trajectory is still safe. And if it's not, we'll have less than 2 years to figure out what to do about it. That margin for error has never been this thin. The consequences of being wrong have never been this catastrophic. And for 6 years, we've been flying blind, trusting that nothing will change in the darkness. On April 13th, 2029, we'll find out if that trust was justified. But that's just what I think. I really do want to know what you think. We are building a community here of like-minded people, and I want everyone to be able to participate. Your voice matters, so please drop a comment below. And if you like what we're doing here, please like, share, and subscribe. It's free for you, and it really does help the channel grow. Be sure to check out all the links below for other cool stuff as well. And remember, always keep an open mind, but not so open your brains fall out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.